Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Straight facts, love it or hate that. If we said it, then we meant it, we can't take it back. Lo siento. Sorry, but I ain't sorry. Sorry, but I ain't sorry. Lo siento.
What's going on, everybody? Nice to see you guys again.
Hey, what I wanted to say was those first 4 episodes that you've seen on YouTube, they were just throwbacks, so we could kick us off and start us. I didn't want to start off fresh because I had some good material then, but this right now is completely number one. Basically, it's completely going on from now on. We're pretty much licensed. licensed.
Go. Yes.
Pretty much ready to do what we got to do.
Yep.
So we're kicking off with Chevy. How's your week been?
Hey man, my week's been up and down. I mean, these days I don't even know what a week is anymore. You know, I kind of just go to sleep, wake up. You know, that's pretty much it. Nobody's really counted the days down. But,
Yeah,
it's been all right. You know, can't complain.
I mean, with all this quarantine going down, I mean, who gives a shit about days anyway? Yeah,
Exactly. For all I know, there's 10 days in a week these days. I have no clue.
29, 14 days. It's like 29/7, 29/8. You know, it's like, who cares? Some of my days even run off.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's just like it's just up and down, sun, up and down, clothes, you know, everything. So
yeah.
Which brings me to that point, which I've been reading a lot, especially seeing a lot about glitches, and there's actually been a lot of proof about we actually living in a world that's got a bunch of glitches. What do you think about it? Do you think that's hearsay or is it true? Do you think we actually in a world where there's actually is glitches or not?
Well, I think there's really. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as say that there's proof. I'd say that there's things that we can't deny that's possible. You know, do I personally believe that we live in a world that's, I guess, computer generated to, you know, a further type of computer generated world? I do believe there's a very, very high possibility. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. Like, okay, like for instance, I know this is probably a small example, but look at roadways for one, right? I still find it weird that there was men that made a road that could stretch from one state down 10, 15 other states with no problems. I feel like in order for a roadway to be built, like, you know, when you play The Sims or games like that, it's usually an aerial view.
Right.
You know, it's like, how was those roads made so perfect to go from one state to another? You know, it bugs me out. I don't know if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say, it's kind of hard to explain that point.
Well, we would know unless it was really architects and actually knew how they thought and how they figure stuff out or designed anything.
Right. It's still weird to me that it's so perfect. The perfection is what bugs me out.
You talk about the perfection of the trajectory because I know where I live. We have the worst roads in the world. I mean, we got bumps here.
Yeah, well,
I swear it's like the bumps are made for blind people driving. You know, it's like road drive. But
true.
I mean, you're right. It is kind of weird about the fact that it is so like the way they come up with their design to the perfection. Well, their perfection.
Yeah. And how long have roads been like actually, like, I mean, paved roads? You know, how long has that existed for?
Oh, I don't know, man. I have no clue, to be honest.
I mean, I'm talking about after the dirt roads and the horses. You know, like I'm talking about like paved concrete roads. I don't believe they've been around for too long. Like,
well, I mean, look at Mars. Mars don't have any paved roads or anything like that. I mean, and that's like when they say about there's other living beings out there. When they say there's other living beings out there, excuse me, I'm thinking microscopic. I'm thinking like microorganisms. I'm not thinking people like us. I'm not thinking fully formed.
Well, we are microorganisms. I mean, we were at some point.
yeah, we was, but I'm saying like at some point where like Mars, let's say Mars is totally different.
Mhm.
Like I was reading about that too, about planets, about they were talking about how a big asteroid had destroyed the dinosaurs, and then they said, what if we destroyed? What if what if we was the one that destroyed the dinosaurs? The UFO that came that was huge was us, and we destroyed them.
Right,
How do we
right.
know? How do we know we did? How do we know if that was not the Big Bang theory?
We
We don't
really
know.
don't. We
I
really
mean, we'll
don't
never
know.
know. And that's the thing about it. You know, yeah, we have history, but history could go only far back as evidential history.
Right, right.
Like we can't know how far back history goes unless you have that proof.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you
And
don't have that,
even then, the proof that we have is only proof as far as we know it's proof. Like,
right,
you
right,
know, there's always fabrication within the truth because we're not able to accept the full truth. The world isn't ready for that. You know what I mean?
no,
We can't. You got to spoon feed people. So if you got to give them a little bit, sometimes you got to lie so you can divert their attention elsewhere.
right,
You
right.
know what I mean?
But spoon feed people for how long? Like, remember, they waited to 2020 where everything was going crazy to let us know that aliens actually exist.
Right, right.
Things that we know, but this is things that we knew already. Now, you know,
Well,
there's
it's speculation, but now they're actually
no, there's actual proof. That I mean, that video that they said they actually deemed
right.
it valid.
But I
So
mean, what I mean
we've
is
seen it in the '90s.
what I mean is prior to that, it was all speculation. There was no actual government official saying yes, this is real. It was more
Right,
like we can't deny it, but we can't really tell you that it's really there. You know what I mean?
right. Now the Pentagon has had said it themselves that it's
Yeah.
real. You know, so that's that's why now that you know that it's real. Um, Now, with that being said, um, you know, like all the stuff that happened to 2020, all this brouhaha or whatever we want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
it all happened. There's got to be a reason why it all happened, and
Yes.
and I, you know, me being the you know skeptical person, you know, controversial person that I am,
Conspiracy theorist.
yeah, I believe
Yeah.
that a lot of it happened because we had 2 points. We had the you know the vaccination, and
Right.
we had the um, okay, we had the vaccinations, and we had the I had it in my head.
Yeah.
I had
It
it in my head.
happens. It happens.
Yeah, we had people with the vaccinations. Oh, and the UFO 13 the invasion of 50 Area 51.
The what? Say
The,
again?
the invasion of Area 51, and
Oh,
yeah,
you talking about like that project Area 51 where everybody was trying to invade?
yeah,
Talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
what about it?
Uh, well, I'm thinking that that's all. It all boiled down to all that stuff with
Mhm.
Area 51 and with the vaccines. Kids not wanting to take vaccines, so
Right.
all this stuff happened.
Mhm.
Area 51, you know, with a lot of people protesting or whatever they were doing. You know, I think
Right.
a lot of it took place with that.
Mhm.
Um, and I think you know certain events happen to um, perspire from you know little things like that.
Mhm.
So, what is your thing on that?
Um. Well, great. I'm trying to see exactly where you're going with it.
Right.
But I do
No,
think that
okay, let me finish.
yeah,
It.
clarify on that.
What I'm clarifying is there's got to be a starting point for certain things.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and you know the vaccine situation. Okay, the vaccine situation where you know a lot of parents was not letting their kids take vaccines and not you know and
Right.
then they were saying oh you'll get sick and there was no proof
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
So all of a sudden this pandemic comes out
Right.
and everybody is wanting
Being
a
forced to
vaccine.
take a
They
vaccine,
want a vaccine.
or they want it.
So
Right.
yeah, so it's kind of like saying, hey, we need this situation
Mhm.
to rectify itself. That's what I'm trying to say. Now with the whole Area 51 situation, what I'm saying is people protesting say, I'm going to Area 51. No, they're going to get blasted if they went in that area, period. But
Right. Right. Of course.
that was the beginning of protesting. You know what I'm saying? So it all started somewhere. You know, if people wasn't afraid to go to Area 51 or whatever, and then all this stuff with the police and all this stuff with the brutality, and which by the way, I actually see the video. Did you actually see the video of him leaning on him and everything that went down?
Who?
Of them leaning on George Floyd and everything.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that video. Yeah,
that was crazy because you actually seen him actually pinpoint him die.
Right.
You know,
and the police, the officer, I forgot his name, but
it wasn't only one. It wasn't only one. It was another one that was on his back too.
Right.
So the one that was on his back,
which also constrict his breathing.
Exactly. Well. So if he's breathing in and out, he can't breathe anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is, the officer that was actually on his neck, he didn't move his neck until the paramedics told him to move.
Right.
I mean, he kept his knee on his neck even when the paramedics were there. And if you take a look at that guy's neck, it looks like he damn near broke his neck. The way he's laying there, like I know he didn't break his neck, but that pressure, like when he passed away, his body just stood in that form.
Right. You see
his knee pushed in it, so you see his head like kind of dented in. It's really bad. Like that's awful what happened.
Well, also another thing too was there was this girl. You know, I'm not going to take credit for it because I didn't see it, but there was this girl that she's African American as well, but she did some research on George Floyd and knew about George Floyd.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. She said, and she stated, this is her words, that he's not a hero, not a martyr. He was a criminal. And she said that she would refuse to I'm not going to say worship, but to clarify, to claim this guy a hero.
Right,
the reason being is he was in and out of jail a lot. He was in and out of jail a lot. He actually was arrested for armed robbery of a pregnant woman and stuff like that. And the reason why he's getting all this because what happened. I'm not saying to justify what happened is wrong, is right. But if he has all these accolades and stuff, why on earth is he considered? Why is he on the wall with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Kobe Bryant?
Well, okay. My take on that is I think he was put in a position to represent the brutality part and the fact that there is no equalization when it comes to law when you're a person of color. But to put him in the lineup of people who actually tried to make change for racial equality is wrong, because he didn't really do anything for the culture. If anything, if he was a criminal, because I don't really know his rap sheet and he can't speak for himself, but if he was a criminal, that's obvious that he wasn't a person of society that was doing well, right? He was maybe a menace to society, who knows?
Right, but he was a menace to society. I mean,
they say there's proof to it, right? But my thing is, he wasn't standing up for any rights, from what I know,
right?
Or what most people know. I mean, he was just a regular person that was living a life of crime, or whatever. Maybe he was clearing his name up. But you cannot put him in the same category as Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. Right. You cannot put his face next to them. I think that it was the last straw. People were tired of, the coronavirus kept people in. And then this situation popped off. It gave people a reason to go outside and make noise. It just so happened to be it was him. And he happened to have that background.
Right. And none of that. I mean, he was also high on fentanyl,
Right. There's a video where they show him drop a little white baggie.
Right. Yeah, he dropped a white baggie. Yeah. Right. And the thing is, I know they're trying to show.
I really don't want to throw dirt on his name.
I'm not throwing dirt on his name, and it's not throwing dirt on his name.
But this is stuff that's out there. This is stuff that's out there.
This is stuff that needs to be said. It can't. It's kind of like if you're praising somebody that passed away, right? And he was an asshole, a jerk, whatever, and you try to throw this big old, celebration about this person's life, knowing that they had nothing to do with that because they were an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I'm sorry to say this, Lo Siento, but he was in the right place at the right time. I mean, wrong. Well, as far as it was wrong what happened, but I'm saying as far as him getting his name clear before he passed away.
Name cleared.
His name clear. I
Right.
think this was a way of him washing everything that he did wrong because of what happened. But to me, like I said, I think that that woman was right to what she said. She claimed that why praise him for being whatever he was. Just it could have been another black man or another or anybody. It could have been another person. You know what I'm saying? She said it just happened to be him.
He just happened to be the one that was
Exactly
caught up in the situation. It could have been anyone else. It could have been a worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody who had a worse record. I mean, for all we know, the guy was trying to clean up his life.
That's what they say.
That's not really the argument. The argument is, what happened to him was wrong. Whether or not he had a criminal background, it's the way the world took it. It's not him because he didn't know he was going to die that day. You know what I mean? It just happened.
Right.
It's the way the world handled the situation, and they glorified him without knowing the background. But I think it was more than just him as a person. I think it was just what he represented as far as the culture he represented.
Right.
That took him where he went, as far as he is now. I mean, this guy's face is everywhere. I drive around and I see George Floyd murals like everywhere, and I'm like, this guy just a few months ago, nobody knew who he was, and now this guy, he's one of the most famous faces of our time right now.
Right.
All because of what happened to him.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, he's in the books because of the right reason of what happened, not the wrong reason of what happened. But
right.
But for him, just going to be in our children's books. I mean, it's like you know what I'm saying? It's like but I mean, like I said, I'm not. Like I said, this is a touchy subject.
It is.
But I kind of agree what she said as far as
glorifying.
Did he deserve to die? No, but glorification, yeah. That's exactly what
glorifying him.
Yeah,
I totally get that. Like, they're glorifying him without really taking account that he did some questionable things in his past.
Right.
But as far as being a black man that died in the hands of a police officer or a few police officers, that's more of what needs to be focused on. But at the same time, they going a little further into it, and I hate to put it like this, but a lot of times I'm not gonna say it's brought upon yourself, but there's ways that I mean, if you know that you're being targeted, why put yourself in the crosshairs? You know what I mean? Like, there's ways to do things so that way you can avoid that type of situation.
Right.
And I feel like from what they said, when they pulled him over, he was drunk. He was trying to pay with counterfeit money.
Yeah.
And he was high on drugs.
Right.
That all that right there plays into a factor of how aggressive the cops might have been with him, or he might have been with them. So it kind of just, naturally progressed into that type of situation. And
well, okay. Question. I got a question. Would we have the same impact? Would it be the same impact of police brutality if it was a white guy stopping a white guy or a black guy stopping a black guy, or vice versa? Would it have been the same? Would it have been caught the same natural attention?
Well, I mean, we're Spanish, so we're light skinned, obviously, but we're Spanish, so a lot of the times we're in the middle of the two. You know what I mean? But there's different types of people. That's why I hate the racial and the
well, that's what I'm saying. Though. What I'm saying is, if let's say the cop was black and he did that, would this be as big of a deal as it is now? That's what I'm saying. You
mean if it was like
I'm telling you, if it was the same,
if it was a black cop kneeling on
George Floyd. Yes.
I don't think it would have been. I don't think it would have been as big, but I do believe that it wouldn't have been a black cop kneeling on a black guy. It would have been blue kneeling on black. That's where it would have changed.
What I think it would have been was it would have got a little bit of attention. He would have got suspended without pay, and that's how far it would have went.
Yeah.
And I think what it is this world nowadays is they want to make everything about race, everything about age, everything about your financial.
Yeah,
That's just
yeah,
how it is.
yeah,
That's
your
what I think.
class.
Yeah, that's what class exactly,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
that's exactly what I think. So
yeah.
that's just how the world is right now. I mean, the world's just looking for another reason to do whatever.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. And I think the whole writing was it was so unnecessary. Like I heard this one woman say, "We want you to feel the pain that we felt, our oppression of all these years, so we riot."
was she
It's
there?
like,
Oh, was
huh?
she there? Like, was she there? Was she in oppression? Was that lady that said that? Was she actually had no sneakers on? Picked like fruits and vegetables or
Did she?
served
You mean
served a
did she
bathroom?
have to? Did she have
Did
to
she do
go
that?
through the things that
Exactly.
what she was fighting for? Well, I mean, I don't think so. I mean,
That's
nowadays, I
what
mean,
I'm
but
saying.
that's the problem now is that the more you hold on to the past and you make it a problem, the more it becomes an issue. It's like if you keep telling yourself something, you're gonna believe it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I say, this goes back to what we were talking about last time, as far as like removing history.
Right.
You can't forget the past, but you got to use it to propel yourself forward. The more you keep bringing the past up, there's gonna be people that's gonna take that and use it against you because you keep bringing it up. Stop
Right.
talking about it. Know it's there, but be better. You know?
Well, think about us too. I mean, Puerto Ricans. We had, especially now. Think about our people right now that are back in Puerto Rico not getting no help. You
Yeah.
know, without
People
electricity,
that they don't talk about.
they're
But yeah,
still getting creamed for the last hurricane they had. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And then they're
And
still going through it.
and I'm not going to the street going, my people, I'm oppressed. I'm not going over there saying, you damn, people with upper class got all this money and my people are suffering.
But
I
why
mean, it,
not?
it is what it is.
But why
Why
not?
not? Why
Why
not?
aren't why aren't we doing that?
That's what I'm saying. Why aren't we doing that? But other than
We
that,
should.
it's the same situation. That's what I'm saying. It's the same legitimate situation we have. But we
Yeah,
don't have,
yeah, yeah.
and that's the thing though. I mean, it's all about just ignorance, and it's not about the problem. It's not about the situation. It's about people trying to, um, if it benefits them, like these riots. Oh, it
Hmm.
benefits. Let's get a new TV, or let's get. That's what benefited them.
Yeah,
It
it
wasn't
was.
about the whole cause. It wasn't about the cause.
It wasn't about the cause. It was about opportunity.
It was about opportunity to get new sneakers, to get new, whatever they needed to
Yeah,
get. And
yeah.
that's all it
Because I
was.
I want to know what was the outcome of that. I mean, how did you feel after you went into that store and you stole that watch or you stole that those pair of sneakers? Like, did you feel like you did something for the culture, or do you feel like you set them back?
I,
It
to me, I don't think it's helping the cause,
Not at all.
especially if what happened to person of color, and a lot of a lot of people, like a lot of African Americans were saying, hey, um, you know, I appreciate you guys helping us out, but this ain't your fight. What do you mean it ain't our fight? If it's about police brutality, it's everybody's fight. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right,
What makes
right.
it Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter? Like what gets me in
Ooh,
this is I know this is a subject I'm going, but I'm gonna go there
yeah.
because because
It's very very sensitive, but
right now I'm
go
because
there.
it aggravates me. It aggravates me. The fact is, why would All Lives Matter be considered a racial matter? And I know you're trying to justify and tell me why, but
Well,
what I'm
yeah.
saying
I mean,
is
I got my own things reason.
all lives matter is all it's saying is everybody matters. It's everybody, culture, race, gender, everybody matters. But when it goes
Right.
Black Lives Matters, you're already hitting one certain group of people.
Yes. Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I
so
agree.
so why would you get upset at the simple fact that Black Lives Matter? Well, yeah, Black Lives do matter. I'm not against the movement. It is what
Right.
it is.
Mm,
But don't get mad because when somebody goes, "Hey, all lives matter," well, what's the point? You shouldn't
right.
get mad. All lives do matter.
Right.
I don't say PLM, Puerto Rico's life matters, or I don't
Spanish
say
lives matter or
yeah,
something like
or
that.
SLM, or
Well,
just
I feel like the reason why all lives matter is so offensive is because it's like taken away from their movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. So it's like saying I think it's there's a lot of ignorant people out there that the minute you say all lives matter, they get all ignorant, belligerent, and they want to fight about it. But I think the purpose the real reason why it's such a I guess a negative term these days is because the minute you take somebody's movement, you make it about other people, you lose your
momentum. You lose that
vision.
momentum.
You lose the momentum and your vision. You know what I mean?
Since when was this about that? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that they made it like that, but it was all about really police brutality, about
Right.
American people. They made it a movement. It made it, and I don't want to sound racist. I don't want to say they or whatever, but it was made a movement because it was made as one objective. One objection. It went from these police defunding police or police officers do this to this is a black situation, which you're putting yourself. I mean, I understand the situation. I understand people are still mad. Their grandparents was oppressed. Everything. I understand, but you know what? You wasn't oppressed. You're not.
Right.
You wasn't physically there.
You don't. Right.
Or
You
you
don't know.
were excellent adventures or whatever, and went through a telephone. Whatever. You are not oppressed.
Right.
And that's what gets me. It's just everybody should understand that.
See, but that's where the problem lies. Is that, of course, the people that are, I guess, standing up for the movement now, they don't know what it's like to be a slave, or they don't know what it's like to have a master. They don't know those things. Of course, it's a part of history. This is real talk. This is things that really went on. So I think to focus on the problem at hand does a lot more work for the cause than bringing up the fact that this happened many years ago. It's not happening now. It's a different form. But let's be honest, like, we're talking races. There's a lot of African American people that are making a whole lot of money.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of African American people that are broke as broke can be.
Right.
So what's the problem? I mean, if that person made it out, why can't you? It's not about suppression. I understand there's targets. Of course, there's targets, and there's racism. Racism is real. But sometimes you allow that to happen to yourself if you're not doing something about it. You got to change the way you live and change the way you think so you can change your situation. And that goes for any race.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So you can't sit there and say that it doesn't exist, but you can change it. You can change it by being a better person. If you feel like if you fit the description of a target, then you're asking for it. And that goes for anybody.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing that they need to understand. Like you said, there's a lot of people that are
filthy rich.
Yeah, filthy rich.
Filthy rich. Look at Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is he's a billionaire, bro. Look at Jay-Z. He's a billionaire.
You know what? But
Oprah. Let's go down the line of people who
Oprah's one of the richest African Americans out there. She's
one of the richest people.
Exactly. Now let's check.
You know what I mean?
Now check this out though. If those people are considered Uncle Toms, why are they considered Uncle Toms? If they're making it up in the world, if they're doing their own thing, why? Because they're not sitting down at home in the projects or wherever crying, I need money and trying to do what they gotta do. They did what they had to do. They went to school. They had plans in life and they went what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. When you suffer, when you're over here, you're not oppressing, you're depressing yourself. That's all you do. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's not a racial matter. It's just I'm thinking, it's just gotta stop. It's not about one thing. It's not about one race. It's not about one person. It's just about everything.
And, I think people would say that maybe we don't understand that part of what it's like to be oppressed because of a color.
Right.
You know what I mean? But looking at it in a human way, like a personal way, like putting all colors aside and faces, just us as people, we can understand that fact that, it's not easy being a minority, because I'm a minority. You know, what I mean? Like I've had my own situations that were questionable as far as like discrimination is concerned, and
I've been there too.
you know, and you know, it's like there's really no explanation as to why that had to happen. You know, but like I said, man, there's a lot of ignorant people that don't know how to approach the situation in a way where it's being positive for your cause. You know what I mean?
Listen, I understand
People
what
are
you're saying.
ignorant sometimes. Yeah.
I've been there. I've been there doing for job interviews, and I put on a piece of paper. I'd put Nazario on it, or whatever.
Hey,
anything.
no name dropping. No name dropping.
I'm just saying.
No name dropping.
But
Go ahead.
Whatever. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But anything like if you say Velasquez, I'm just saying a regular name. That's
Any name. Yeah. Right.
If that sounds Italian, you
Mm-hmm.
know. You get more if you notice if you make it if you try it if you don't believe me, if you go face to face with somebody, you put an application in, they look at you, and you're not, let's say, white or to their taste,
Mm-hmm.
You won't get the interview. Now, if you go online and do an application and see the last name, our last name sounds more Italian than anything. It does.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll say, "Oh, this guy's might be white,"
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't believe that because I remember when our dad, whatever, would say that, would say, or anybody would say, "Hey, use the white man's voice." Remember that when they used to say use the white man's voice,
Right?
And it's sad. It's sad, but things are changing now, which is awesome. That's the one thing good about America today is things are changing. With the millennials, with the people, I mean, everything doesn't matter anymore. But we had to deal with that, But
Yeah.
I don't have a grudge in my heart for anybody because of that.
Right.
We were taught people. And that's the thing. People are taught different things. A lot of people blame us for the way the kids are turning out today,
Right?
Because we were soft on them, or we didn't get beat like we did when we were kids,
Mm-hmm.
Because times are changing now. If you go like this to a kid, you go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
So I mean, there is a couple of things that we're blamed for. That's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But don't, like I said, I'm glad things are changing as far as that aspect goes. As far as the world's changing now, I'm glad that color don't matter, race don't matter, age don't matter, gender don't matter. I mean, that's the only good thing that is coming out of this.
Right.
And I know I'm talking much here, but there's another thing that I got that I found out too was which was funny because there's a timeline. There's the baby boomers, the Generation Z or whatever. We're considered millennials, okay?
Yeah.
And the new ones, I don't know what they consider them yet, but
Generation Z.
Okay, now what they're talking about is we are like, oh, they get what they want, they're babies, but
Right.
they're saying now, which I was reading, was an old regime has to get broken down before a new regime begins.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're saying is what's happening in 2020 is the old regime is coming down.
Mm-hmm.
New World Order.
Right.
But for stuff to happen drastically, it has to change for our old stuff, for people to get on board with the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening with
so
statues.
That's kind of like with all this that's happening. Yeah, it's like
statues get ripped off. They want to get rid of history. Everything's just. I mean, we're in the middle. We're in a change where we saw everything the way it worked at the end, and we sort of seen how everything's going to work in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, with that in mind, that says a lot about what's going on right now as far as all the drastic things that's happening in the world, like with this whole virus and with everything that's just being forced in our faces is like pushing that agenda. It's like change. We have to change everything, and we can't. There's no time to change things a little at a time. Now they have to do a big thing. Even if I'm not saying the coronavirus is a hoax, but at the same time, I am saying it's a hoax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a toss up because look at everything that has changed. Like I need to understand this. There's a coin shortage. I don't understand the coin shortage.
They just
This
gotta
is
go
like,
down. You just gotta go down wishing wells and get them all out, right?
yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. I got so many coins in my car right now. My dad I understand what they're saying. You know, like the treasury is there's not enough people to manufacture it, but this is like pushing that digital dollar. This is that new change, because
Exactly.
I went to Six Flags and they weren't accepting money. They were accepting nothing but card. I couldn't understand it. I was like, so I got money in my pocket. I cannot pay for this. No, we are only accepting credit cards.
Major
And
corporations.
I was like, what? So it's like big places like Six Flags, like they are in control of
Fun.
what's really going on. Like, if they don't want to accept no money, then you don't buy their product. They don't give a shit, because if you got, most people have plastic in their pocket.
Right.
So this
I'm
is,
not
it's
gonna
like,
lie, I hate money.
you what, cash?
Yeah, I hate cash because
Yeah,
cash.
right. But the thing is, you're carrying around a traceable instrument that
Right.
you really can't stop the government from. I'm not saying you're gonna kill somebody or you need to be traced. But what I'm saying is, if they need to trace you for whatever reason, it's easy to trace you through that. They could shut your car down, and once they shut your car down, where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do? But if you have cash in your pocket,
right,
you got so many options.
right. That's just like when you buy a car and they have a tracker.
Yeah,
If they want to shut your car down, bam, they shut your car down.
Shut you down. Yeah, like bait car. I remember that show.
Yeah, but it's not even about money. It's all about just they're gonna find different ways to track you, anyways.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, think about it. They're pushing these checks, right? These checks they want to make sure that you have direct deposit. They're trying to this time they're trying to make sure everybody got the direct deposit. They have a website that states, hey, put your bank information in, so they can send it via, card.
Right.
Now, see, the first time they couldn't do that because they had a mistake. They kept sending it to dead people.
Yeah. You talking about the stimulus package?
Right. Yeah, but now, in a sense, they're trying to fix that. But like, I hear what you're saying. I understand, which, like I said, and I don't want to get to all these vaccines and stuff because, there's a lot of, whatever. But
right.
They're going to try to track you either way, no matter what. They can track you any possible way. It's your choice if you take it, but if you don't take it, you're not going to eat. Or if you don't take it,
Yeah, or you're just you're not accepted in society. Like you become an outcast because you don't want to abide by it. It's the same thing with these masks. Like I hate wearing the mask. There's a lot of reasons why the mask is a negative thing. But you don't wear the mask, you don't go into the grocery store.
Exactly.
So then you also look like I heard the news. The news was saying that nowadays wearing the mask is like being a good neighbor. Like, I thought it was to protect us. Now I got to do this because I got to make the guy next to me happy and feel safe. I thought I was supposed to protect myself. Like, now it's becoming this whole thing. You must wear it because, be a good member of society.
Right.
What you mean good member of society? Am I protecting myself or am I just doing this for you?
Well, see, that's the thing.
Now it became a problem. Now that's an issue.
Yeah, it is an issue because what it is now is they're having you do it because they want to, how do you say, they want you, it's not to protect yourself, it's to protect your neighbor. Because if you have it and you accept it, but let's say if you accept it or whatever, and you're, you have it, you don't know, they want to avoid giving it to the person. That's the reason, but they don't want to say that. They want to make it, see, it's like a parent telling a kid to do something. Yeah. But if you make it to a fact that it sounds like it's coming from their mouth, who's more reliable to do it? You know what I'm saying? If it seems like it's your idea, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. The thing about it is I think this mask is a bunch of bullcrap. I mean, I think honestly a lot of the numbers are fudged because how do you know it takes 2 weeks for it to get it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people are saying, oh, they got every day there's like 900 different cases. How many people are in the world now that we know?
Right.
That
Yeah,
I mean, eventually the numbers are gonna be so big that how many? Oh, that was crazy.
What happened?
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you
Okay.
later.
Okay. Mhm.
But anyways, yeah. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I
So
mean, the numbers are definitely they got to be much lower than they're claiming it is, because
right,
it's like if you have 100 people coming into the hospital and you only have 50 beds, and those 50 people, those beds are taken up now, and you got 50 people in the waiting area, and you got to get them out as fast as possible. In that type of situation, it's like, this is the pandemic going on. We might as well just say everybody got it,
right,
because it gives us a way to get everybody in and out faster, because now we don't have to diagnose you, and at the same time they're saying the hospitals get money
right.
for these COVID-19 patients. So with that being said, like, you can go in with a heart attack. Like this guy just recently, and it bugs me out. This guy actually, supposedly, he caught the virus, then he beat the virus, and then he caught it again and went paralyzed. How the hell did you go paralyzed from coronavirus?
Well, see, what I'm thinking is, I didn't know. Like, see, they said once you get it once, okay. They said you can retract it again.
You're
So,
supposed to build the antibodies. That's how our body works.
so
Supposedly.
are they counting the same person twice? You
Yeah,
know what
well,
I'm saying? I mean,
it's a new case. It would be a new case. It would be a new case if you caught it twice. It's a new
that's what
case.
I'm saying. So that makes. I mean, if one person gets 2 cases, how does that number?
It's
How's
how
that
does it
number?
increase
No, not
the
increase. Not increase. How's it accurate? You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right. I mean, our bodies are, uh, our bodies are a defensive mechanism. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Right.
um, when you catch the flu, you shouldn't be able to catch the flu again, because the body is supposed to create these antibodies to defeat that. Because the purpose of our body is to fight back. You know what I mean?
That's
So
the
you catch
purpose
it.
of the vaccine. The vaccine
Well,
is you get shots to avoid the flu shot.
Well, yeah, the vaccine is supposed to give you the antibody, but you're still supposed to be able to develop that on your own. The vaccines are only just giving it to you sooner. You know what I
Right.
mean? So if
Right.
you caught the virus, your body's supposed to fight it off. Your body's supposed to create, but how can you catch the same thing twice within this short amount of time? Which is like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
It don't. It don't. But
You know,
like I said, it's just we're sheep, bruh. We're sheep.
you're a sheep, man.
You're
That's
a
it.
good sheep or a black sheep. That's on you.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
guess so, man. We're just the world is one big experimental lab.
Yep, and we're rats.
We're
You
rats,
know,
and we're all complying. And we're all
yeah,
complying.
that's the
When you're a smoker, you get how you smoking carbon monoxide.
right.
When you have the mask on, it's not as drastic, but you're not exhaling the oxygen, so you're inhaling carbon monoxide. As this goes forward, there's going to be a lot of people who have smokers' lungs and they never touched a cigarette in their life.
Well, I mean, even and that's the thing too is um, and that's sad because when you secondhand smoke, you get secondhand smoke. It's worse than firsthand smoke.
Oh yeah,
Second, of course, too is I mean, like there's a lot of controversy out there about this, like this virus and stuff. And don't get me started how because I'll explain to you later. We're off air, but um, there's to me, like I said, to me is you have to you have to scare people into doing what you want them to do.
of
You know,
course. That's the only way anybody will do anything.
now I think honestly is this was a trial run. This whole um, Black Lives Matter issue,
Mm-hmm.
this whole protest. I think it was a trial issue. I think it was to see how far we could go with us, complying.
Yeah.
Obviously, it failed because the whole world, even a state that's 99.9% white, will say
Mhm.
Black Lives Matter. So
Yeah.
justice or
But
whatever.
that who knows if that was a part of the whole situation?
I mean,
Because we're talking about population control.
and that's what
They want people to kill themselves, and then they also want to, you know, throw
yeah.
something at us to kill us too. It's we really don't know. It's all speculation, man. We're all just guessing. We're kind of just piecing the puzzle together. But the longer this goes on, the more people are going to be awoken, and they're going to see
But
there's something more.
Is it speculation?
Well,
Or is it just people don't wanna accept.
well,
It's like if I say my wife comes home and she cheats on me all the time, and I know it. Let's say I know it,
right.
but I don't want to accept it
Mhm.
because it changes everything.
Sounds like a Mary Whining song.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Think about it. It's like the president of the United. No, it was like the government and the American people. We just don't like change.
Right.
As far as it goes as a whole, we don't like change. And this is going to be a perfect example, and this is going to be why Trump's going to win the election, because we don't like change. What's going to happen is he's going to win because of all this shit's going on. Why would you put another new president in when you're used to what's going on right now?
Right.
So that's going to prove why he's going to win. Secondly, is you don't want to be the There's always people that's like, oh, they want to step up and everything, but you don't want to be the first one.
Of
you know
course.
how
I hate that.
Yeah. So everybody might have the same idea, but nobody wants to be a hero. Everybody wants to be in the background and be the last person.
Right.
They don't want to be the leader. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's giving everybody else the side eye, waiting for somebody to speak up so they could say,
exactly.
I'll wait until 10 more people will follow you, and then I can finally say, yes, I do.
Exactly, because they want to make sure, they want to make sure that that's how they get their
and that's bullshit. That's like that. That's validation. That's getting other people to validate your beliefs, and that's some bullshit. Well, that's one of the biggest problems I have with this world.
That's what America is. We're vain. We validate. We're all about ourselves.
Yeah,
and that's what's killing us. Every other state right now don't even have a coronavirus. Don't even have a virus problem.
Yeah.
We do. We're the only ones. And why? Because we're too stubborn to do anything. To wash our hands, or this is stuff that we should have been doing, like
as kids growing up. This is a normal thing. Yeah.
Yeah. We should have been washing our hands. We should have been. It's just. And then as a doctor and telling me that this is how we can beat the virus is wash your hands. I'm like, what? Really? You want to believe in your government and want to believe in your state, but yet all they're telling you is stuff that you know already. That's like me going to the doctors and I'm sick and I got a headache, and I know I got a headache, but then you can say, well, you got a headache. Here, take 2 Tylenols.
Yeah.
Why did you pay you $95 if I could have just took the 2 Tylenols?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so true.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I guess I've been holding all this stuff in for the last few
Yeah. It's gonna keep. The longer we keep traveling down this dark road, I feel like it's gonna just keep being the same thing.
Right.
There's really nothing new. Nothing's gonna change. I think all we need to do is follow the guidelines at minimum, and just keep living life, and just keep your eyes open, because this is really going down. There's a lot of change that's happening that we can't really do anything about but comply with. So I kind of just put it in the back of my mind and just don't even think about it anymore, because it is a normal thing now. I mean, I have to grab my mask before I walk out the house. When this first started, I was forgetting my mask. I was like, fuck, I gotta go back upstairs and get my mask. I was like, damn it. Now it's like I can't be outside. Now I'm actually getting used to wearing the thing.
Yeah, it's like
and I hate it.
It's like keys. It's like you got your keys, you got your wallet, and you got your mask.
And your phone. And those like the essentials now. And it's crazy. It's so crazy. I go into places like I'll walk into Walmart, right? And I just scan the room sometimes. I'm like, man, look at all these people with masks on.
It's crazy.
Like, wow. It's like, wow. Like, it's insane that this has happened so quick and everybody has a mask on. It's crazy. You can't see faces. Like, I'm talking to the cashier and all you hear is, I'm like, huh? And then not only that, you're behind a freaking plexiglass. So I can't hear you even more. So I got to go on the plexiglass and say, can you please repeat yourself? I can't hear you. Oh, but I can't take the mask off.
When you have plexiglass, I think if you have plexiglass, you should. I think you should be okay.
It should be one or the other. One or the other. You know, you got this person with a mask on, then they got a face shield and a freaking plexiglass in front of them, and they expect me to hear you.
Well,
Come on.
You know, like somebody I work with, he said that his wife works at a bank, and this guy is like a germaphobe, and he wears his mask all the time, washes his hands all the time. He's like he keeps like 7 feet distance, not a 6 feet distance, and he's still caught that coronavirus.
Jesus.
And he's still caught. Yeah, this guy was doing everything possible not to get it.
But you know that's a good point, because I feel like the more you hide from it, the easier it is to catch, because you know we were born and we our bodies are made to adjust to our environment. So if you hide yourself from the environment and you step yourself into the world of being, if you're such a germaphobe, that means you're blocking all the important germs that you need.
Exactly.
So now you become more susceptible to this, and people don't think about that. They think that, I don't want to be dirty, but you're actually not allowing your body to do its job.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our body's job is to be defensive.
Exactly.
And don't fight off the good germs. Like, you're really not supposed to wash your hands every minute. Sometimes you need the oils on your hands. You need the certain the things that we come in contact with every day. But people don't understand. And they're the ones that get sick the most.
And that's the funny thing. It's like, honestly, man, I think with all the sickness and when you get sick and all, is you are like, it's more of a mind thing. I think the way it works is, yes,
mind for sure.
There's really physical stuff that does happen to you, but I think if you let it through with your mind and you actually think about it, it cleans your guards down with like, like you say, okay, let's say my mom's making antibodies, right? And if I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, the more I'm gonna get sick, the more my body's working overtime, and I don't have nothing to fight. But I have something to fight, so it's getting the wrong message. So when my guard's down, guess what? I get attacked because I'm making all this stuff in my body, waiting for it to come, and you're like, it never came.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
I mean, our brain is like it's a computer on its own. I mean, it controls everything else, but we tell it what to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we keep on, or people, they tell themselves, I'm gonna get sick, I'm gonna catch this, I'm gonna do that. You're gonna do it because your brain is already shutting down that defensive mechanism.
Right.
Your brain controls everything. I mean, I feel like a lot of people that are sick, I know there's some things like, paralysis and things like that you really can't do much about. It's their nerve damage, but a lot of things people can defeat by just thinking it away.
Well, like you said, paralysis, but that has to do with like a disconnection between your brain and your spine.
Right,
because
like there's nerve disconnection. Yeah,
they say that your spine is actually what the mind comes from. Everything is the spine. The brain is just like a little machine that goes like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in reality, we're thinking from our spine. So can you imagine that?
Yeah.
That's why when you go to vegetable, you like, you see like all, because your brain. And they say, remember, the last thing when you're paralyzed, well, not paralyzed, but the last thing to go is your brain. So you got all that information still.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, like, can you imagine that? They say when you die, when you pass away, you're alive for 4 more minutes. You still hear everything.
Oh my God!
So your last thing to go is your hearing.
Yeah. No,
So
there's actually like stages. I think there's exceptions to the stages, based on like how a person dies, but it's like, let's just say natural causes. There's actually stages, like it's like your body's just switch until finally the last switch. Like this is how we're supposed to. We're technically supposed to shut down in phases. Like it's crazy.
Closing time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, glue, glue, glue. Like I hear you go from the feet up, pretty much. And that sounds like, to me, that sounds like, this is a whole different subject. But to me, that sounds like a spirit lifting out, coming from the feet up, just
right. Okay, like I said, and I don't want to get into this because we got like 7 minutes left. Because if I start on the subject, But I mean, maybe we can talk about next time. But yeah, actually, I want to just cover some stuff if we got 7 minutes left. I think, I don't know if the next show, but the next following show, I know before the fight, sometime before September 12th.
Oh yes, September 12th, Tyson versus Roy
I,
Jones Jr.
I actually have.
Oh yes.
I actually have a game show that I'm gonna have between you and you and old wifey. We're gonna actually have a little
Who wait? Who am
contest.
I face? Who am I going against? You or Annie?
Annie, I'm gonna be
I'm
the
going
host.
against Annie.
Yeah, she says
It's a landslide. I win.
well, she says she's a Tyson's fan too. So
Also, but you gotta tell what kind of a competition are we having? You gotta talk about that.
yeah, we'll talk about that. I haven't thought about it yet, but we're gonna have like a little game show type.
We gotta get Tyson on this to validate these answers.
Yeah,
Who's gonna validate these answers?
Hey, I'm gonna go look at. I'll be fair, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write them on a paper like this, that, wrong, or right.
Right.
And she'll be in one room, whatever, and you'll be wherever, and well, like I said, we'll get Tyson like, that's right, you good. I'll eat your children. But yeah, I don't know if that's Tyson or Jackson.
Yeah, that's a hybrid.
Yeah,
They're both mics though, so hey.
right. But yeah, that's what I want to do.
That's gonna be fun. That
is gonna be fun, and then I want to definitely talk about the fight sometime before.
Oh yeah.
Right now, we got Holyfield saying that both of them are gonna get hurt, and he's like, "Well, both of them are gonna get hurt." I think Holyfield's mad because he didn't get to fight, but
yeah. I'm actually glad that it wasn't Holyfield because we've already seen that
twice.
You've
seen that twice.
And as far as like I remember you were saying just real quick to touch on it, Roy Jones actually was a heavyweight at some point. He actually did upgrade to the heavyweight circuit, but I think that Tyson was already retired.
Yeah, he was long and gone. So
yeah,
I mean, even regardless though, the fact is honestly, like I like to cover my wrestling podcast and stuff is
right.
I'd like to see like people fight. Like I'd like to see Stone Cold versus Undertaker.
Like today, right?
No, I don't like to see it now. I'd like to see when they were in their prime, yes. But now, no. That's
Tyson has that thing. This is the real reason behind this fight is he's promoting his new Legends Only League.
Is he?
Yeah, he's promoting a new league. Okay, he's promoting a new league called the Legends Only League, and what that is pretty much taking the legends of sports. Like he was saying, Allen Iverson versus somebody else on a one-on-one. He's like, this is what we were doing.
Charity shit.
Yeah. But like he's taking like I guess we'd have to say retired. I'm not sure if there's many
like a celebrity death match, but not.
Right, yeah, like but within your sport, like Tyson versus Roy Jones, then you got like like Stone Cold versus Undertaker. Like it's not going to be based on one sport; it's going to be just everything, like all sports. Just
what I was thinking was he's got this biography coming out, with Jamie Foxx doing it, whatever. And I thought he was trying to promote his movie and show the younger generation that that he could fight, and they want to be like, oh, well, I don't know who Tyson is. Let me check him out.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
was kind of like a
it's like a promotion for both because that movie's not supposed to come out till 2021, and I believe if he does kick off this legend,
it's September though. When they fight in September, remember?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right close to the,
It's right around the corners. Yeah. So and I believe the Legends Only League, if it does kick off, it's not going to kick off to 2021. So movie that like he's making himself very relevant right now.
I mean, yeah. Well, we know who he is,
but that's us. That's us.
Yeah, exactly. So
my daughter didn't know who Tyson was until I started telling her about Tyson.
Exactly. I mean, and that's which actually my daughter, for her age, she's very technically sound when it comes to my generation stuff. She hears music and stuff, and she I'm like, where do you get that from? Because she learns it. But anyway, so what I was saying was, it was great. It was another great show.
Oh yes, sir. As always,
to join us every Sunday, 8:00. We're live every Sunday. This is Siento. Don't go away. I want to talk to you actually after in the broadcast.
Okay, got you.
So what I want to end with this was, thanks for watching.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. And I hope you got out stuff that we got out. And like I said, if you have any questions, write in the comments. So if you have any, thing you want to discuss, write in the comments. Let us know what's going on. Smash the like button.
Yes.
Subscribe. Since you're here, just hit the subscribe button.
Yes.
Do what I say. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. No choice. Just do it. It's free.
It's free. That's all it is. All right. Well,
hey, thanks again. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, watching us, and leave some comments. Let us know what you think about what we're discussing. And we'll see you guys in the next show. Lo siento. Sorry, but we ain't sorry.
Straight facts, love it, I hate that. If we said it, then we meant it, we can't take it back. Lo siento.